special interview, and here in Phoenix, I'm so flattered because I got to meet the Aces! Nice girls! I'm sorry, they just after they got off stage from the show, but we still have to ask them for some of the questions that you guys fans in Indonesia would like to know about them more. So, first of all, please introduce yourself to your fans.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Katie. I play the guitar.
I'm McKenna and I play bass.
I'm Elisa. I play the drums.
I'm Crystal and I sing.
They are so lovely. I really love them actually, guys. Oh my god! So this is starstruck. Anyway, okay. So I would like to ask you about your music and everything, the experiences. Who actually mostly come up with the lyrics ideas and the songs ideas?
Yeah. So Crystal and I do lyrics and melodies. So yeah, we'll just go in a room and sometimes their lyrics come from all kinds of different places. We always write about personal experiences, so we always try to keep it as authentic as possible and just as honest as possible. And then sometimes they start out with poems, sometimes they start out with whatever,
Just a concept or whatever. And so we work together and we work with producers, and then Kenna and Katie do more like production. So like guitar lines, bass lines, kind of making,
we all play our
finishing
instruments and stuff.
up together. So yeah.
Oh, cool. So you guys are sisters, right?
Yes.
So it's pretty easy for you, like, to share. So
Yeah.
your
We find it's
thoughts
like
and
a
everything.
nice wavelength. as far as,
Who's
like,
older? Like, who's? Oh God, you look twins. Okay. Speaking of writing the music itself, like, is it easier for you to write when you're falling in love, or is it easier for you when you're very sad or brokenhearted?
You know what? I think honestly we've mostly written when we're heartbroken because I don't know that we've written.
Honestly, I think it's easier to write.
know,
I think
it's
it's
more
easier to
selling.
write when you're heartbroken.
Yeah, I think it is easier to write.
You have more emotion. You're like sadder. You have to like get emo and write a song.
Well, I feel like also you're obviously spending more time alone because you're broken up or whatever. Whereas like I think when you're really falling for someone, I think you're kind of a bit consumed in it, and I find it hard to like separate myself from it and look at it from a songwriter's point of view. It's harder. Whereas like I think when you're really heartbroken, you just want to like write out everything you're feeling all the time, and you want to overshare all the time because you're like in pain.
I think we've kind of grown up like leaning more towards the sad
Really?
stuff, but I think that's something we're going to challenge ourselves is to write about like more
Everything, yeah.
positive
More about
stuff. Like, I
sadness?
want to challenge us to do that.
Well, yeah, more about like the falling in love and like the things that
Or
we're ecstatic
whatever it
about.
is.
You know, like I think that we obviously want to challenge ourselves as well to like write about a lot of different things that aren't just love related.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like just human being related that everyone's going through, whether that be like turning a certain age or not like leaving a group of friends or whatever it is. I think we just want to write about like what it is to be young and maturing.
Okay, so from all of the song, which one is the most or the saddest song ever on your
Hurricane.
singles, everything?
There's
Yeah.
a song on the album.
Okay, maybe each one of you can
Okay, yeah.
share.
On the album to me.
Yeah,
Sad
sorry.
song, yeah.
Any of the Aces songs.
Well, a song that's not out yet, Hurricane.
Yeah.
It's a ballad that's coming out on the album that's really heartbreaking. And it's really has really big feelings. It's probably I think the biggest song.
If you're looking for something to cry to, you can look
Aw,
forward to
that's
Hurricane.
all the
Yeah.
girls do.
Well,
I feel
that's
the
the
girl.
first. That's the only. I think the only song where like the music matches the emotion. I feel like that's something we do as a band a lot. Is like I think if you listen to like Stuck, for instance, like the lyrics are quite heartbreaking, but I'm like when we're performing it, I'm like jump, and everyone's like party.
That one's
which
kind of
is-
funny. That one we kind of did a juxtaposition, but I feel like the rest are like really like cohesive as far as
Just
like
like that.
Volcano
No,
Goes.
but yeah.
Just like
But I
that
love-
is a breakup song.
I love that though. I think it's very interesting as an artist to make them opposites. Like the lyrics are quite sad, but the music is totally upbeat and exciting.
Right.
I think there's something like very interesting about that, and I think it's very I don't know. I just find it very satisfying. Or
I
something.
think it's kind of like irony. Because
Yeah.
our sadness, you're like
Totally.
Stuck is
still
definitely-
trying to be happy.
Yeah, well,
Stuck
I
is
think
the ironic one.
there's this moment of kind of like I don't know. You're like dancing through the pain, you know?
Right.
Like, stuck, you're like dancing through, like you're just getting the emotion out in like a very kind of upbeat, excited way, which I think is really interesting and like
That's a
honestly
great
fun. I
idea.
think it's healing,
Right.
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, so now we'll move on music videos. Like you guys always have cute music videos of the Aces. If you want to look at their YouTube channel, it was awesome.
Do it.
But one day, if the director or anyone of in a music video asks you to do some dances or choreography, will you do it or?
I mean, yeah, if it's the right thing.
We all
Really?
love dance.
We usually have like a lot of control over that. Like we do like all of our music videos and like always come up with concepts and like Lisa directs a lot of them. So it'd probably just be something that we wanted to do anyways if we did it.
Well, yeah, Elisa directs a lot of the videos.
Oh,
So
God.
we're very hands-on as well as like all four of us, you know, will be quite hands-on with the ideas, and then Elisa like really executes them. And, so yeah, we decide to pull out some choreography soon. We'll see.
Funny though, like
I'd love to, honestly.
Yeah, we've talked about just different ideas.
just like awkward moves, you know. I think you guys are really expert on it, right? Right. That's pretty awesome. So now, how can you describe about your own music? Because sometimes I can listen, I can like travel back in time, the 90s, 80s, or something like that, to really get those influence from those type of years.
Yeah, we're super influenced by the 80s for sure. I think we talked about this. I think it's because it's the era that our parents grew up in.
Okay.
So we grew up listening to what they would play. Obviously, you know, when we were young, your parents played music in the house, and I know me and Crystal for sure always grew up in a house where there was always like Whitney Houston or Michael Jackson playing, and so I think we just got really accustomed to hearing those kind of big 80s pop songs. And then I know Kim and Katie.
I grew up listening to like the 80s rock and roll for you, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, 70s, 80s, definitely like Queen or like My Dad Loves AC/DC, like that kind of stuff, really classic rock bands I listen to.
I grew up listening to a lot of the like 80s new wave, like Depeche Mode, Toto, and Talking Heads.
That's totally a good mixture together. That's why the Aces come on. Oh my god! And I'd like to ask you about this month. Do you guys wear what type of month?
Women's History.
Yes, correct.
Which
They're
is-
so smart. For the Women History Month, I would like to ask you who's the most influential women in your life? Any figures?
Wow.
Anyone?
Is it on the line?
So, does someone want to start?
I already know mine. Mine's probably my mother. She's just a very strong, amazing woman and has gone through so much, but still like just took care of us growing up as like a single mom and has like a master's in education. It's just like a really inspiring.
What about you?
I mean, I think I could just go with my mom as well. My mom's just like a shining example of how to love unconditionally and is a very pure and honest person and someone that I look up to as just like a moral compass. So she's a great person.
Side mothers?
I want to say my mom as well, which is hard.
We love our mom.
I know you guys. We love our moms. This goes to
I'm
our
trying to think though. I
mothers.
want to think. Do you have one kids? Because I want to think about.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have the same mom. Like, our mom's
We have the
amazing.
same mom,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna try to think of someone else really quick. Obviously, there's so many women in our
Yeah,
lives that
there's
are like really inspiring.
A lot.
One person that can help you
Guys, this is
No,
sad.
I would say
there's so many that I like.
So I can pick one actually. Someone that has been like really inspiring to me is a woman named Ali Hagendorf, who is head of rock at Spotify.
Oh my gosh.
And she's so awesome. Like she's just like I got to talk to her for a while about like health and fitness. She's like shredded in this CrossFit. She's like head of global rock at Spotify, which is like not typically a place where like women, you know,
Right.
are like in rock music. And she's been so awesome and so inspiring. Of just like breaking the rules and doing what she wants as a woman and being so inspiring. And I think for us as young female musicians, she's been someone I've looked at and been like, she's so cool. Like she's such a badass.
Someone who I keep thinking of is Wendy Wang, who produced Fake Nice
Yeah.
on our album. And she's the only female producer on the album. And she really inspired me because I really do want to get into production and producing music. And to see her, a female in such a male-dominated industry, was really inspiring. And she just doesn't care. Like, she does her thing, and she's great at it. She's so good at it.
She's just like the definition of like, she just lets her work speak, you know? Like she doesn't have to say much, she doesn't have to like, you know what I mean? She's just there and she does, the work just speaks for itself.
amazing.
She's such a badass and she's so kind.
I know that's what you're gonna say.
These are girls, okay? Girls sometimes having a hard times in, I don't know, like thoughts, everything. Have you guys been, not fight, maybe just silent mode that, oh my God, I really don't want to talk to her or something? Or like what? As a band, like you've been together for 10 years?
Yeah.
Right?
We're pretty much.
Yeah, I think we're lucky that we all like get along super well, but I mean, I think naturally as just human beings,
Okay.
constantly being together, especially in a band and stuff, sometimes you're just like headphones in,
Yep.
lights out.
I mean, you know what I think is so funny? It's like, I feel like that's definitely, we get that a lot, like a stereotype. Of people
Right.
being like, oh, I can't believe you're all girls, you get along. Which is so funny because most of the bands we meet that don't get along are dudes.
Our boys.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, I think that the reason we get along so well, number one, is because we obviously are all like best friends and we've grown up together. I think number two, we're like quite emotionally in tune with each other.
Yeah.
And we're quite like, we don't let stuff go unsaid.
We talk
Like,
about
we
everything.
talk
That's a
about
good point.
shit, like things, sorry.
That's
talk about
fine.
things together. We're very candid with each other. Like I
Okay.
think we're very good at noticing when someone is upset and being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yo, do you want to talk about it? Like, let's get out here. Or if they're just like, hey, I need a minute. And they just like leave.
We know how to give people space, and then also like, yeah, we're all super open to just talking it out and not letting feelings harbor things go.
And we like trust each other. I really think growing up doing the band together like, helped out a lot because like we see so many bands who haven't really been together like as adults for like a couple years, and I just think that's something that's like really special.
Yeah, I think it's just communication. Like in anything you do, whether that's a band, whether that's like in like an office, whatever.
Yeah.
I think you just have to be like open and honest, and we've learned to be quite open and honest, and also just to like, if something's not that big of a deal, then like just don't make it a big deal. You know what I mean? Like let stuff go.
That's pretty wise. Very wise.
Which I think you gotta, in life, like
Yeah.
you gotta pick your battles with anybody.
Right.
Like if something is just like a little thing, just be like, is it really at the end of the world?
Right.
It's not. Like let's just move on, and learn to like
Keep it light.
love and accept people for who they are, and just live cohesively together.
That
So-
is so great. Can you see the chemistry between them? I want to be the fifth of the aces. But I just can't do a backing vocal. Okay. So, guys, how do you see your life changes before the fame? Or I mean, just before you really are into a music industry that has so many fans all around the country and maybe also around the globe. How do you see
We're
that?
getting like not a big taste, but we've gotten a tiny taste on this tour. Just seeing people from places we've never been singing our songs and then knowing who we are and going outside and going past the line and people being like, oh my gosh, I love you guys, and being able to talk to people and meet people who know who we are. It's just it's a crazy feeling.
It's so fun. I feel like we've made like so many friends. Like a lot of these girls and boys, like the fans of Point, are our age and people that we
Right.
just hang out with. So we've met a lot of them and become really close, and it's just been really cool and fun to experience that.
That's what's been so like interesting for us, is like they don't feel like just like fans. They don't feel like this faceless like. And I'm sure as we get, like we grow in our career and it becomes a little bit less possible to meet everybody. That it might change a little bit, but we really try to like. They are our friends, like they're our age, and it's really fun because they just feel like peers. And like I always talk about this, like one of my best friends was a girl that was just coming to our shows all the time.
Aww.
And I just was like, hey, and I always say this, I was like, if you like my music that much, we probably have a lot in common. And we do, and she's like one of my best friends ever, and like she's from my hometown, and it just started out as like a fan connection, and now we're so close. She's like one of my best friends in the world. So I think it's just, we feel very personal with them. It's fun because we just get to like hang out and talk to them like we would talk to friends and stuff, which is really, I think, quite unique about our fans.
So there's actually no gap between you and some fans sometimes trying to reach their idol, but they're just like, oh my god, this is so far away. They won't even notice my comment. They won't even notice my likes on Instagram or something like that.
We try to notice all of them because it means so much to us.
That's
Like
so
the fact that people are taking the time
Right.
to interact with us, to leave comments, to show up to shows, is like, we're so lucky that we're getting to do this on like, an opening scale. Like so many people died to be in our position,
Right,
and so we try to really be grateful for that.
That is awesome. So can you tell us how did you guys finally join with Red Bull Records and then get you here?
We had been working for a while just writing. We got management like 2 or 3 years before.
Yeah, before we started.
And then we released Stuck on our own independently, and it just kind of started getting some buzz and people pre-listed, and so they discovered us through there. We were in the talks with like a few other labels as well, and just kind of showcasing for them. And it was that whole summer after we released Stuck that we were kind of like picking through labels, like shopping through labels and figuring out who we wanted to work with. And I think the whole thing with that experience is we just knew that we needed to find a team of people that just felt like our family and that we just really truly liked as people and wanted to work with. And so
work for us.
and yeah, work for us. And at first we didn't even know Red Bull had a label. We were like, Red Bull Records,
Yeah.
what? Like the energy drink? And we're just kind of confused.
Right.
And it kind of was like, that's probably like,
Not gonna
yeah, we just didn't know.
think of it. You know?
Yeah,
We
there
were
were
just
so
like,
many others that we like were thinking of, like kind of dreaming of, but we like met them and we went through all of them and it just felt so right. And we loved every single person at that label. It just felt like family and just felt very comfortable. And it was kind of a scary process going through the whole because there's so many things about labels that it's in the music industry, but like
unknown of what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
You just
people
don't know.
scare you, you know, like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, oh, the record label, like the
Yes,
music
and
industry,
that.
which it can be scary if you don't be very conscious of who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
I feel like we were really smart about it though.
Well, we really took our time.
Yeah.
We really waited. You know, we've been a band for quite some time. We got like professional management. We had them on
And a
board
good
for
lawyer.
2 or
Yeah.
3 years. A really good lawyer on our side. Like, we just wanted to make sure that if we were going to make that step to sign to a label, that it just made sense.
Yeah.
Like all around, it just made sense.
And I think we really just like trusted our gut too,
Yeah.
because it kind of came down to 2 different labels, and one label being like, you know, a massive kind of icon
Major
for
label,
a,
yeah.
for a label and having massive artists, and it's kind of just like, oh well, being an artist, you kind of want to sign to that label because it has such a big name and they have all these artists that you love, and it's just like the place to be. You feel like. But I think we all really knew in our heart that Red Bull was gonna fit us better, and I think we're all so grateful that we went that way.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. Like
Yeah.
they've helped so much and they let us like be so creative and we can do like so many things that we want to do.
They really give us a lot of freedom. to
We're grateful
make
too
choices.
because we know how selective they are. It's not easy. Like Red Bull doesn't approach.
I
artists to
know.
sign them. They're
They
very.
They only have
artists
very
and
small.
musicians
They should
are-
their 8th artist or
I
something.
think not even 8th anymore. I think we're the 5th act on their label.
Yeah.
One of his like Albert MG.
Yeah, he's outside. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's
A1 Nation.
Yep.
So there's a couple on there, and yeah, so it's just a great fit, and we feel really like satisfied with them, and can't wait to see what happens with the album coming out.
Good to hear that. We
Yeah.
can't wait. But this is our last 2 questions for the Aces. The first, okay. I just want to ask them about any hidden talents that you guys are covering from us.
Hidden talent.
Hidden
If
talent.
we go down the road, you guys have anything?
Okay, or if you don't want to confess yourself, your friend can tell.
Can we say
Yes.
about each other?
Yeah. Well,
Communication is the key. Okay.
My hidden talent.
We're gonna say it about you, right?
We're say about each other.
Okay, then what's my hidden talent?
Katie isn't a.
She has
Katie's
tiny
like.
hands. She's really good at like.
She's very intricate. Well,
No,
you
she
have
can,
a talent for,
undo stuff.
opening things or like.
Yeah.
If you
She
have
has
a
strong hands. She's a really good driver.
Your driver, that's what
She's a really good
really good driver.
She's responsible and safe. She's also very good at soccer. She.
Oh yeah, that's a good talent. There we go. Everybody knows that because that's hometown. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So we forget that. Well, she's like an amazing soccer player. So.
I like the tiny hands better, but.
Well, anytime I can't get anything open, I'm like,
And I was like, where's Katie? Where's Katie?
Like, where's Katie? And she'll literally just grab it, hand it back, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
How do you? I've been trying to get that open for an hour.
Or something like that.
There was a pair of
I have
pants
some
that
problems with it. Can you open this for me?
Crystal wears these like leather pants, and like the zipper always gets stuck, and I'm the only one who can.
You can get zipper up. So anytime I have to go on stage, I'm like, Katie, I need you, and she's just
She,
like,
like, she won't even say anymore. She just walks up to me, and I just like know exactly what she wants.
That is very talented. I really love your talent. Oh my God. I wish I had that.
strong. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Right.
So
But
Oh my
Katie, I mean, Kenna.
Kenna's hidden talent.
Kenna
is a baby whisperer.
Oh, she
They
did.
have like this
I love the
screaming
baby.
child that not even their own mother could calm them down. Kenna will put them to sleep until
Straight up, I like very. I have a distinct memory of being in high school and like maybe the 3 times I ever babysat because it was just like not my thing. I'm not the babysitter. I like was taking care of this little baby and I could not get him to stop crying. And I was like stressing out. I would change his diaper. I put him in like new pajamas. I did everything I could think of, and he just wouldn't stop crying. And I called Kenna and I was like, Ken, like, can you please come help me? I don't know what to do. I can't stop crying. Within 10 minutes of her being there, he was fully asleep. Fast asleep. I literally was like, okay, so can I leave and you can take over? Because like I can't, ma'am. And take the check, do whatever you want. No, it's crazy.
I think she's the next Nanny McPhee.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
So listen,
The next Kenna McPhee.
if Ace doesn't work out, Kenna's a man.
Really though, Kenna's like has such a motherly instinct. Like she's always like taking care of everyone, making sure everyone's okay.
Oh,
That's
Miss
my
my
mom.
I'm like the age of their mother actually here. No guys, no, I'm not open up my age.
Elisa. What?
Elisa's hidden talent.
Elisa's like actually a really good dancer.
Yeah, Elisa is a good
She's like very much knows how to move. Like I feel like you're. And it's probably because of drums. Obviously, she's very like rhythmic.
She got a beat this.
So I would say that you are like actually quite a good dancer.
Thank you.
Even just
I
like
love dancing.
She doesn't like show it off really ever, but like even like little movements she makes. I'm like, if she went hard, she'd be a really good dancer. She does not show it to anybody.
Elisa's also really smart. Like
Yeah, that's true.
in school was always like straight A's. The kind of person that like doesn't really have to try very hard. They just are naturally very smart.
Oh gosh.
Very like scholastic, very smart.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Oh, look, she's blushing. What about Crystal?
Crystal's got a, oh my gosh, Crystal is really
Yeah, you're a
good
sister.
at making jackets. Like she'll make custom jackets. Like she just has this
Seriously?
Crystal's just so creative with like ideas of clothing and like she'll buy
Crafting?
something and she'll just have such a vision for it and she'll turn it into something that you didn't even know
Yeah.
to turn into.
Also,
really creative.
this is interesting. I don't think you'll expect me to say this, but like Crystal's really good at like, she's one of those people, you know when you meet someone who's just slightly pretty much good at everything?
Yeah.
She's like one of those people where it's like if you like threw her on skis, like she'd pick it up right away.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
she'll be like really good at it. Or like we'll go rock climbing for the first time and I'll be like sweating, can't get up the wall, and she'll be like at the top. Or like, she's really like, she picks up on things.
Oh my
God.
I think Crystal can make some of the most shocking facial expressions you've
Oh yeah.
Okay, show
I don't know. I can't even.
Like
I
what?
can't think, you just have to watch it.
has to be-
watch Instagram because they'll come out. I can't do them on the spot. I feel like they just.
It has to be like when she's talking back to someone and she'll just make this face that's like, how did you do that?
I'll even look back on like videos I take where I'm like out or like doing something and I'm like, excuse me, completely different face.
Half
so
of our
many
videos
videos.
just like Crystal making faces.
Very expressive. Wow, that is so cool. But guys, we're coming on the last question. This is not a question, actually. A message to your fans in Indonesia. And please just ask them to invite you guys to Indonesia.
Yes, guys, we
would
really
love
want to come to Indonesia. We're so grateful for all your support so far, and we hope you like the upcoming album.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yay! So thank you so much, the Aces. Don't forget to listen to their music and buy any records that they have and everything of the Aces. Well, so this is the end of our interview with the Aces in Fan Beer in Phoenix, and I'll see you on the next interview. Yay!